The equation of the wave is y of xt equals to 0.05 into sine of pi by 2 10x minus 40t minus pi by 4 meter. Find a in first point the wavelength, comma frequency and wave velocity. Means we have to find the first point, wavelength. Representation of a wavelength is the lambda, and frequency and wave velocity means velocity of wave. We have to find the three things. First one is the wavelength, second one is the frequency, and third one is the wave velocity. And in second point, find the particle velocity oscillations, means velocity of a particle and oscillation of a particle at a particular point. Particular point means this is the wave equations. So wave equations depend on two variables, means first is the x and second is the time t. X is the distance from the origin and t is the at particular times. Okay, so y is the function of x and t. So x is the independent variable and t is the independent variable, and y is the dependent variable. Y is the displacement. Okay, so we have to given here, this is the dependent variable, independent variable. So this y is depend on two things. First one is the x, second one is the t. So at x equal to 0.5 meter and t equal to 0.05 second, implies that we have to find out the, for second point, velocity of a particle and acceleration of a particle at a time t equals to the 0.5 meter and x equal to 0.5 meter and time t equal to the 0.05 second. Okay. yxt means, let us suppose any wave equations at a particular point at a particular time. Okay, at a particular time means we can reduce either x or t. If we reduce at t means we have to take a photo at particular time. So that wave y in terms of x means x is the independent variable, y is the dependent variable. So this is the sine curve graph for this situation. Suppose for that situations. Okay, so y is the function of x. If we take a photo, यदि हम लोग वेव की फोटो लें किसी पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे, तो हो सकता है इस तरह से आपको फोटो निकले किसी पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे तो बहुत आपकी इस पे वैसे टाइम वेरी करेंगे तो बहुत सारी फोटोज निकलेंगे. x independent, y dependent variable. So we put the independent variable on x-axis, horizontal axis, and dependent variable on the y-axis. If we take a position means that particle are isolate. Also you can say this is the time t. We can reduce the value of x at particular time at particular x. X means if we discuss at x means that is the location x. This is the x value. Okay, this is the x value. So this is the y value. If we fix the time t, okay, after fix the time t, so this is the value of x, this is the origin, and this is the y, and this is the time t equals to the t naught. Okay, so we can reduce one variable, either t or x. So this value is the y is the function of x and t. So this is the sine equations. But we have to find out the value of lambda, f, and wave velocity. Okay. This is the wave equations. So we can compare the wave equations. Means also we can say this is the wave equations, y equal to a into sine of if we multiply value of pi by 2 in 10x, so pi by 2 into 10 equals to the 5 pi. 2 5 is 10. This is the 5 pi. 5 pi. This is the pi by 2 into 40. Into 40 means this is the value 20. So this will be the 20 pi. 20 pi. Okay. Multiply pi by 2 in that numbers. So this type of value will be created. So sine alpha, this number is the kx. Kx minus omega t minus plus 5 meter. Okay. So this is the equation of a wave. This is the standard equations of a wave. Y बराबर a sin of a kx minus omega t plus 5. We have to remember. बट इसका पूरा प्रूफ है, ठीक है. प्रूफ हम लोग आगे जब थ्योरी में देखेंगे पूरा विद्वत हम लोग एक एक पॉइंट प्रूफ का देखेंगे कैसे प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, हर एक चीज में क्या क्या है क्या क्या नहीं है. मेन चीज हम लोग देख लेते हैं. लेट अस सपोज दिस इज द k. A is the amplitude. This is the amplitude. This is the sine function. K is the wave number. This is the wave number. And omega. Omega is the angular frequency. This is the angular frequency. And phi is the phase. This is the phase. Okay, phase angle. This is the phase angle. If we talking about the phase only, so this is the total the phase. Okay. So imply that we can say we have to find out the lambda. Lambda means we can compare k and 5 pi. Okay. So put the value of a k equal to the 5 pi. By comparing we have to find out the just of k, omega and phi. And value of omega equal to the 20 into pi. We know that k equal to the wave number. The value of k which will be equal to the 2 pi by lambda. So this is the 2 pi by lambda. So value of lambda which will be equal to the 2 pi divided by 5 pi. So pi will be cancelled out. Lambda equal to the 2 by 5 meter. 2 by 5 meter. This is the wavelength. We will completely discuss what is the omega, what is the wavelength lambda, and what is the A, the amplitude, and this is the phi. All value will be discussed completely. Okay. Now we are find out the another number omega. Sorry, we have to find out the f. Omega means angular frequency. The formula of angular frequency which will be equals to the 2 pi f equal to the 20 into pi. 2 cancel, this is the 10. So f equal to the 10 second inverse. So frequency f equal to 10 second inverse and wavelength lambda equal to 2 by 5 meter. Phi equal to minus pi by 4. Okay, phi equal to minus pi by 4. Phi equals to the minus pi by 4. Okay. Lambda is given, phi lambda is calculated, phi is also f is also calculated, and wave speed, wave velocity. Wave velocity means if we talking about this is the wave. So wave velocity means this is moving in this directions. Wave is moving in this directions. Wave is moving in these directions. Okay, so this is the wave velocity. This is the wave velocity. And for that situation, if we discuss about any point, let us suppose a point. Let us suppose this point is going upward, and also if this point is going downward. So this is the, let us suppose, particle velocity. Particle, for a particular particle, let us suppose a particle. This is a motion of that particle is these situations. So we are discuss about the velocity of particle and acceleration of particle and speed of velocity of the speed in these situations. Okay, velocity of speed in these situations. This is the particle velocity. This is the particle accelerations. Particle acceleration in these situations. Wave velocity. Wave is going in this directions. Okay. Particle. If we taking about that point. If we taking about that point. If we going in the directions, that number, that number, that number. Also, we discuss in next videos direction of a velocity of a particle, and acceleration of particle. All type of discuss. Okay. So velocity of particle for that point, V of W equals to the omega by k. Omega by k means for that number f into lambda. Okay. 2 pi by lambda, 2 pi f. So that number equal to f into lambda. So just आपका wave velocity which will be equal to f into lambda. The value of f equal to the 10 into lambda equal to the 2 by 5. So 5 to the just 10. So this number equal to the 4. So 4 meter per second. Okay. Wave velocity equal to 4 meter per second. Wave velocity equal to the 4 meter per second. This is the 4 meter per second, and this is the frequency f equal to the 10 second inverse, and this is the lambda equal to the 2 by 5 meter. Lambda equal to the 2 by 5 meter. Okay. So one number will be completed: wavelength, frequency, and wave just velocity. Okay. Now we have discussed the particle velocity. Particle velocity means, always remember that velocity of particle which will be equal to the del y by del t. Del y by del t. Del y by del t means partial differentiation of a y with respect to time. This is not a differentiation of y with respect to time. Partial differentiation of y with respect to time means y is depend on x and t. X is the variable and t is the variable. But we have to need a partial differentiation with respect to time. So x will be constant and t will be variable. Implies that we can discuss here partial differentiation of y with respect to that number. Also we know that d by dt of ft, let us suppose, equal to d by dt of a sine of ft. Sine of ft, let us suppose. So that differentiation equal to cos of a ft into d by dt of a ft. If this number is the theta, so that number is the d by d theta of that number. Okay. But here differentiation of that number. But we have to need the partial differentiation. Means partial differentiation of time. If we differentiate partial differentiation with respect to time, impaired, that number is the partial differentiations. So partial differentiation and partial differentiation with respect to time. Okay. xt and xt. Okay. So right here, this is the a constant. So this number equal to the y the displacement. Okay. So this number equal to the 0.05 into cos of 5 pi x minus 20 pi into t minus pi by 4. Okay. But partial differentiation of that number, partial differentiation with respect to time of 5 pi x minus 20 pi into t minus pi by 4. So partial differentiation of that number with respect to time t. So x is the constant, so this value equals to the 0. So minus 20 pi t. So pi by 4 is the constant, that number equal to the 0. So partial differentiation, this is the constant 0, this is the constant 0. So partial differentiation with respect to time, so minus 20 pi. So in place of that number, which will be the minus 20 pi, minus 20 into pi, in place of that number. So 20 into 0.05. So 20 into 5 equal to 100. So this is the decimal point will be from right to two places to 1.00. So that number equal to 1. 1 means this is the minus or this is the pi, equal to the minus pi into cos of 5 pi x minus 20 pi t minus pi by 4. Okay. So this is the particle velocity. This is a particle velocity, ups and down. Wave velocity, right or left. So that particle velocity at a particular positions x, but we have to find out the particle velocity. Okay, at particular x and particular time, means particular x is given, particular time is given. So particular x equals to the 0.5 meter, a particular time equal to the 0.05 second. Put here in place of x equal to 0.5, so minus pi into cos of 5 pi into 0.5. So that number equal to 0.5 minus 20 pi into t equals to the 0.05. This number equal to 0.05 minus pi by 4. So that number equal to the 0.05 into 20. So this number equal to the 1.00. Also we have to calculate here. 1.00 means one value. So that number equal to only pi. So this number equal to the only pi. Okay. We can calculate here 0.5. 0.5 you can write here 5 by 2. Sorry, 5 by 10. Point will be removed. So 10 will be comes out the denominator. 5 by 10 equal to the 1 by 2. So that number equal to the 1 by 2. So 5 pi by 2 minus 5 and that number. Okay. Minus pi into cos of that number equal to the minus pi by 4. So minus 5 pi by 4. So 5 pi by 2 minus 5 pi by 4 minus 5 pi by 4. So this number is equals to 2. 2 means 2 2 ja 4. 5 2 ja 10. So this number equal to the 10. So 10 minus 5 equal to the 5 pi by 4. So that number equal to the minus pi into cos of 5 pi by 4. 5 pi by 4. Only 5 pi by 4. So 5 pi by 4 can be calculated here. Pi plus pi by 4. That number equal to the pi plus pi by 4. Pi plus pi by 4 means pi plus pi by 4. This number equal to pi plus pi by 4. This is coming out in the third quadrant. So all school to college means 10 record positive, remaining will be negative. 10 record positive. So cos will be here, cos will be negative. So that number equal to the minus, and this number 180. 180 means cannot be changed. 180 cos 180 plus minus theta. So cos, if cos is given, the cos also cannot be changed. So that number equal to the minus cos pi by 4. So in place of that number minus cos pi by 4. So put here into the minus cos pi by 4. So minus minus plus cos pi by 4. Cos 45. Cos pi by 4 means cos of 45. Cos 45 means 180 divided by 4. 4 4 just 16, 4 5 just 20. cos 45. Cos pi by 4 means 1 upon root 2. 1 upon root 2 means pi upon root of 2 meter per second. Okay. So velocity of a particle at particular positions at x equal to that number, time t equal to that number, which will be equal to the pi upon root of 2 meter per second. Pi upon root of 2 meter per second. Okay. So also we have to find out the acceleration of a particle. Acceleration of a particle. Okay. Acceleration of a particle means we have to find out that number. Velocity of particle is here. Okay. So velocity of particle is here. So acceleration of a particle means we have to partial differentiation of a velocity of particle with respect to time t equals to partial differentiation of velocity of particle is this. So that number is given. Also, this is the cos function. This is the cos function. So d by del by dt del by del t of cos of f of x comma t equal to minus sine of f of x comma t into del by del t of f of x comma time t. So that concept will be applied here. Okay. Means del by del t of cos of f of x t equals to not a d. This is the del partial differentiation. So minus sine f of x t into del by del t of f of x t. This is the formula. So put here, this is the differentiation of that number, minus pi into minus sine. This is the minus sine of 5 pi x. This is the 5 pi x minus 20 pi into t minus pi by 4 minus pi by 4. Okay. This is the minus sign of that number, del by del t of f of x t. Del by del t of f of x t means you can say we have to partial differentiation of that number. Partial differentiation that number. Also we have to discuss the velocity of the particle. So that number equal to 0. That number equal to 0. This is the minus 20 pi into minus 20 into pi. Okay. Now we have to calculate here that number, minus minus plus, minus minus plus, so that number equals to the plus. So this minus will be comes out here, minus. This is the 20, this is the pi. It implies that minus 20 into pi square, pi into pi, pi square, into sine of 5 pi x minus 20 pi t minus pi by 4, minus pi by 4 AP means acceleration of the particle is equals to that number. But we have to calculate at positions at x equal to that number and t equal to that number. So put here value in place of x, minus 20 pi square into sine of 5 pi into 0.5, 0.5 minus 20 pi into time 0.05 minus pi by 4. This is the minus pi by 4. Okay. So that number equal to the minus pi. Also we have to calculate here minus pi. 5 by 2. 0.5 to 5 by 10. 1 by 2. 5 pi by 2. this number equal to the 5 pi by 2. 5 pi by 2 minus pi minus pi by 4, which will be equal to the minus 5 pi by 4, minus 5 pi by 4. So minus 5 by 4 also calculate over multiplying number of 2 4, this number equal to the 2 10. So that is the 10 minus 5 equal to the 5 pi by 4. That number equal to the 5 pi by 4. 5 pi by 4 also calculate here. That number we can splitting 5 pi by 4, pi plus pi by 4. So pi plus pi by 4, sine of 180 plus theta. Means sine 180 plus theta, this goes into the third quadrant. Third quadrant, and that situation, so that is the third quadrant. 180 plus that one. This is the all school to college. T. Tan or and cot positive, remaining will be negative. So this is the negative number. This is the negative number. Okay. So that number equal to the minus. This is the sign. So 180 plus minus theta. So if sign is given, so sign cannot be changed. Sign cannot be cos changed. So sign is given, so sign is also remaining here. So sign is pi by 4. Sign is pi by 4. Okay. So minus is here. Also this is the minus sign is given. So minus is given. Imply that we can say this is the minus 20 into pi square into minus sine pi by 4. So minus sine pi by 4 will 1 upon root 2. Minus minus plus. So this will be the 1 upon root 2 is the root 2 numbers. So root 2 will be multiplying up and down. So that number is the root 2 and into root of 2. Root 2 cancel, so 2 will be cancelled here, 10. So 10 into root 2 into pi square. So this number equal to the particle, acceleration of particle, 10 root 2 pi square meter per second square. Meter per second square. Calculation is okay ना? Okay. 20 pi square. Calculation देख लेना. I think calculation is okay. No problem. Concept is okay. In concept is no problem. Calculation plus minus can be changed. No problem. So acceleration equal to the that number. So acceleration can be right here, which will be equals to the 10 root 2 pi square meter per second square. In place of a pi equal to put here 3.14 and in place of a root 2 equal to 1.414. So we can calculate here multiplying something. Okay.